stop and call you back in 5 minutes, yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
What's your passion? What would you like to study?
Be confident about yourself.
Hey, come on! This is your Chevening journey and make it worth the while.
Hi my friend, hope you are doing great and already applied big ideas from our previous Cheveners, Gabriel, Samia, Linda. Thank you again all the Cheveners for great sharing, and today we are going to have Tina. Tina is from Cameroon and I had a wonderful, powerful interview with her, and I could not wait to see you enjoy it and apply big ideas not only in Chevening journey but in life journey. And I pick up 9 big ideas as always, and I hope you take note and apply, take action upon it. And one of the things that I really in love when she shared about being humble even you are successful. You just need to continue improving yourself, continuous improvement, learning, keep learning and keep sharing, keep contributing and better what you are doing. We always can get better, we always can improve, and we need to take action upon it. And we're gonna support others who have passion and have dreams. We need to respect and support other people who play the same games or even different games. We need to respect them if we want to be respected. So keep improving ourselves, keep believing in ourselves, and enjoy the video. I see you in the next videos with other tuners. Thank you again, Tina, and I'm looking forward to see you all soon.
So hi Tina, thank you for spending time with us today. And today we're going to learn a lot from Tina, from her experience with Chevening journey and in life journey. So can you just like share with us a bit about your story before you coming to Chevening journey? Yeah.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm so glad that you've given me this opportunity to be able to share my story before coming to Chevening. Before I got the Chevening Award, actually I was working in Cameroon. I'm a journalist by profession, and the job I was handling before I got Chevening, I was the press officer for the CBC Health Services. The CBC Health Services is actually owned by the CBC Church, and it is a health institution in Cameroon, one of the biggest actually that renders health services in Cameroon. So I was working with them as their press officer. And before then, I've also served as a broadcast journalist. And so those are some of the things that I've been doing before Chevening. But the most recent job I was serving at was press officer for the CBC Health Services. And actually, where I was working, we were implementing a program known as Northwest and Southwest Free of HIV. That is the HIV Free Northwest and Southwest project of the CBC Health Services. And it was sponsored by the US President's Plan for AIDS Relief in Africa, PEPFAR, through the CDC. And so we had to do a lot of HIV work in these 2 regions. It started in these 2 regions, and because of the effectiveness in its implementation and in the services that it rendered to people in the communities, the project actually was extended again to 2 other regions. That is the center region of Cameroon, which is the capital city of Cameroon, as well as to parts of the littoral region as well. So that project actually now, which focuses in the prevention of HIV from mother to child, that was from the start, and also now is also taking care of people who are living with HIV. It's a great project. That is where I was working as a communications officer, as a press officer with that establishment, and it was such an exciting job. And when Chevening came, I was so glad because it gave me this opportunity to be able to get more information and be able to implement more.
Right. Wow. It's like a really good. Like there's a lot of like information in the story you're sharing. It's so inspiring, and I see like a lot of things going on there. Like the thing that you contribute to the people. Like I could say the people that have HIV, they get like not so much attention, and your work is really, I think make a lot of contribution to the society. And you also mentioned like you was a journalist before, and then you get like communication officers. So it's a wonderful job. I believe like everyone like dream about that. You travel a lot, right? Did you? Did you travel a lot?
Yeah, traveling like in the implementation of my services.
Yeah.
Yes, I give you different aspects of traveling by traveling within my country to render services.
Right.
I used to say my job made me to see so many places in the Northwest region where I was working. I had the opportunity to travel to so many of the communities because we meet the people who are living with HIV in the communities. And we also had the opportunity to travel to other regions in the country to implement services. And maybe traveling out of the country.
It's kind of like NGO
another
job,
issue,
right? Like,
but I'm talking mostly about my job.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful part of like that. That's kind of I feel like it's an NGO. Is this NGO like a non-government organization? Yeah.
No, it is
government. Right?
It is. It is a non-profit organization, and it actually functions under the umbrella of a church. So it is a house branch of a church. The CBC is a church, that is a Baptist church, and so the health services is the health branch of the church. Because when you come to Cameroon, for example, you have most of the churches, like the Catholic Church, they render health care services, the Baptist Church renders health care services, and actually in Cameroon, after the health care services rendered by the government, the CBC health services is second. Sometimes some people even say that they are first, given the quality of healthcare services that they render.
Wow. So I just always see like two very interesting things from the kind of job that you have been doing, because it's like really helping people, and at the same time it's the working style is really like creative and flexible, and where you kind of travel and you kind of need to really be creative to create things and program things like programs. So that's like wonderful job. That's what I try to emphasize. And why did you like step up to the Chevening, as you said, like when you want to know more? But, it's like it's some what is the most benefits that you think that the Chevening gonna bring back to your long life career? Yeah, could you share about that?
Okay, thank you very much for appreciating my job. I would say that sometimes what is very important is for you to have self-fulfillment in a job that you are doing. And I really had a lot of self-fulfillment in what I was doing, because I love working and rendering services to other people in communities. And asking me now, what made me to apply for Chevening when I was working as the communications officer in Cameroon, I would say that that is one of the things I would really like to talk about. It is very important sometimes to always try as much as possible to improve on our knowledge. And that is one of the things, like in Africa, for example, when people start working and they love what they are doing, they forget to know that it is also good to improve on their knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, having the love to improve on your knowledge is one thing, and actually being able and having the financial capacity to be able to do that is another. There are some people who love to do that, yet they are not financially viable to be able to. And opportunities like Chevening come and pass by, with some people not making use of it. First of all, Chevening is very, very prestigious scholarship, and it is a kind of scholarship that is open to people around the world. It doesn't discriminate, and so I thought that I should not only glorify in what I was doing, which I loved so much, because I know if I improve on my knowledge, I'll be able to render more of such services. And if Chevening is there and giving those of us who cannot be able to afford for this master's in the UK,
education, right?
It is a great opportunity to utilize it, and I'm so grateful that I applied and I got selected. And I know that after this, my services will be greatly improved.
Wow, I like the thing that you share. Like we always need to step up in life and continuous improve. It's not like we feel that we enough and we stop learning and improving. And it's beautiful that you guys like even you had a wonderful job and you have self-fulfillment. That's what everyone try to achieve, right? And you still like stretch yourself and step up to learn more, and then with the bear in mind that that's gonna make your services become even more incredible than we listen. And
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, the thing you share like Chevening, that's there, and they like, hey, I have money. You wanna come and they help you with your dream, right? Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah. So how did you choose like the university to make it suitable with your planning and yeah? Can you share about that because it's also part of the application, right?
How did I choose my university?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I study in the University of Aberdeen. And many people have asked me this question when I just arrived here. A good number of people spoke with me, my friends from Cameroon and other people who learned that I was in the UK. Asked me, where are you in the UK? I said, I am in Scotland. I am in the University of Aberdeen. And many asked me, but why Aberdeen? Why did you have to go so far into Scotland? Actually, what made me to study in Aberdeen is the fact that, first of all, I love the course that I am doing, professional communication. You know that Chevening usually gives the opportunity for people to make a selection of 3 different courses. To me, as an individual, it is not the city, no, where it is based, that is important. But the course that you are going to do that is going to be very useful for you in the future. And so I knew that I was going to gain a lot if I do professional communication. That was actually my first choice.
Yeah.
My second choice was in Cardiff, but it would have been almost like similar to what I did because media and communications, I wouldn't have had a special touch to it like I have in professional communication. So I chose the University of Aberdeen. Also, knowing that the University of Aberdeen is a famous university in Scotland, and it is ranked as one of the famous universities in Scotland, and it is a prestigious university as well, as you know, and one of university.
Oh, the question the sky that's interrupted. So you were talking about first criteria. I think that we can learn from what you share. Like we need to really study something that's so useful for our future. Otherwise, we will spend 1 year studying something that not for our long life career. I don't think it's worth it doing, right? And then you talk about the university. And the internet was interrupted. So what did you mention about the university? Yeah, the university reputation, is it important or? Couldn't hear me.
What I was saying is that I chose this university most importantly because of the course that they were offering, professional communication, and also because I love Scotland. The University of Aberdeen, as I said earlier, is one of the very good universities and prestigious universities here in Scotland. And if you must know, it is also one of the oldest universities. And as I indicated earlier, yes, very old university. Yeah, about 500 years old. And so it has historical buildings. So if you ever plan to visit one of the oldest universities in Scotland, please just come to the University of
I hope you're gonna be there and I'm gonna contact you and have a direct interview.
Actually, this course I'm doing, University of Aberdeen was my first choice.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Yes, I had the opportunity to study in Cardiff as well. But as I indicated, that wouldn't have given an additional touch to what I did in my undergraduate degree. So I chose Aberdeen. I chose the University of Aberdeen. Even though so many people were asking me why did I have to come this far in Scotland? Why did I have to come to Aberdeen? And as I said earlier, it is not the city that is important. It is the course that you want to do.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. And how impactful and useful that course is going to be in the future.
Really strong point, yeah. I think it's a point, like why we need to spend 1 year with something that's not powerful and not useful for us in the long run career. And I think that's the beautiful part when you know what you choose and what you want. So
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what I think we can learn from what you share, like we just need to really know what we want and what would be the thing useful for us, and then we're gonna base on that and choose. Yeah, great. Wow, awesome. So could you share about your future plan? Sorry, you don't know, is it like good to share? It's because it's also in the application, right? Everyone asks like, what is your future plan? It's so so inspiring.
Yeah, I know, it's in the application, and it is something that is very, very important.
Yeah.
It is always good to plan for the future.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you have a vision, and you work at meeting your vision.
Yeah.
And actually, as I indicated earlier, where I was working, I will continue working with this institution with the goal of rendering services, healthcare services to people. And the course that I'm doing here, professional communications, also has something to do with communication, especially in the energy law, enforcement, healthcare, communication as well. And so I'm going to continue working here, and I would like to let you know that even before I started working with this establishment, when I was working as a full-time broadcast journalist, my passion has always been the human rights and health.
Wow.
Yes, and health, human rights and health.
All right.
And I would not, as I rightly say, concentrate only on health and forget about human rights.
Right.
Because where I work in Cameroon, where I'm living in Cameroon, the northwest region of Cameroon, is one of the regions in my country where there are a lot of human rights issues. And so I've always worked to highlight some of these human rights issues, and I'm going to continue to do that the best way I can.
Right. Wow. Totally convinced. I think that's why we will convince a lot in the tuning, because you have like a passion, and it's like about human rights. It's about society, and you have like a steps to do that. So how could you feel that passion? I love to talk about passion because everyone asks me how to find the passion. So could you have like a bit like a tips to help people find their passion?
Okay. How can people find their passion?
Yeah.
That is an interesting question. Because sometimes people try to do things that they are really not passionate about.
Yeah.
How to find your passion is not something that comes overnight.
Yeah.
It is something that gets developed. And you gradually see what you are good at doing progressively, and you put your interest in it. And with passion, one very important thing about passion is that you should not put financial gain first before your passion. If you're passionate about something, yes, if you're passionate about something, go for it, do it, even if you don't get paid for it.
Yep, right. Totally.
But know that one day you are going to get a remuneration for the services that you have done, for what you have done, which is a passion.
Right.
Some people don't do what they are passionate about because they pay more attention into how much am I going to make out of this.
Yep. Right.
And with that, you never get to doing what you have a passion for.
Wow, powerful. That's like, I just see like the point you talk about the profits. Like if people chase the profits money, they actually chase profit and money, they never actually work on what they love to do. So profit and money always come after that, I believe. And it's naturally, if you work on what you love and you make it great, people love to pay for you. It's just natural, right? So
It's natural.
yeah, it's really, it's similar. Make me remember about Steve Jobs sharing one time. He talked about like he actually, yeah, his company earned a lot of money, but it didn't mean that he chased the money, but he chased how to make the best product, the passion, and then there's people that pay for that. Yeah, powerful. Thank you, Tina. Yeah. So I think passion can be cultivated and like collected learning process. You see what you're good at and what you love, and you keep doing it. Let's go for that. Yeah. Lovely.
Exactly.
So that's good. That made me think about like, because the hardest part to make people step up to start doing what they love, as you mentioned, like probably because they think like they not get paid, and the thing is that how to sustain when you already jump in, how to stay in the game, because I think it's also hard. How you really stay in the game even there's a lot of difficulties. How can you overcome it? Because I believe when you chase your passion, it's like a lot of difficulties. So how can you overcome it? Can you share your tips?
Overcome what?
Overcome the difficulties, because when you work for your passion, I believe there's a lot of difficulties. So how can you overcome it? How you can stay in that game, that following your passion and not give up?
Okay. How you can overcome some of the challenges?
Yeah, and then not give up. Yeah. What is?
And then not give up.
Yeah.
That is one very good question. The reason being that there are sometimes people easily give up when they want to start implementing what they are passionate about.
All right.
And then they don't meet success at the first instance. They just give up.
Right.
So I would like to let people know, or anybody who has a passion for anything, to know that if you fail the first time, don't always give up. If you are passionate about something, don't always give up. And I would also like to link this with the Chevening application.
Yes, that's true.
There are so many people who have tried it the first time.
Right.
They have a passion. They like to study because they want to use the knowledge in a specific domain. And they tried it the first time, they did not succeed. They don't want to try it again. I have such an instance. Even last year, I tried to work with somebody who actually just told me he could not apply again.
Wow!
Not
No,
the
why?
first time.
Why did they do that? Why did they tell you like that?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be like patient with himself.
Right.
And first of all, look at areas where he did not do well and then maybe work on it.
Yeah.
It's not everybody who like applies for the first time, even in the Chevening scholarships, that gets selected. But it is when you know that really I'm passionate about studying, I'm passionate about improving on my services.
Yeah.
I am not going to give up. Not today, not tomorrow. I will try doing it always. So the passion that we have is one that we need to first of all show our interest in it by being resilient in what we are doing. And also see that if you see somebody who has that weakness of maybe drifting back and withdrawing on what they are passionate about, it is also up to us to try to support and to encourage them in one way or the other and the best way we can.
Yep. I really respect what you just shared, because I believe like failure is just one of the things that happen, and if we have our passion, we need to see that failure gonna come, and then we fail forward and we continue, because it's our passion. We don't want to let our passion die, and we need to do it no matter what and make it happen. And we believe in ourselves, and I like the part you share like we support the people who have passion, and we kind of like we feel like really respect and admire them because they know what is their passion. And I think that's the thing that we can learn. If we look at somebody that is so passionate on something, we're not jealous. Instead of that, we should like kind of learn and respect. Yeah. Wow, wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love that when you like just somebody say that, oh, you're gonna do that, but yeah, you learn yourself. Yeah, not really somebody's ideas. Wow, wonderful. So now I would like to ask you about how you maintain your, how do you like maintain your habits? I would say success habit. Do you have any kind of habits that you think really helpful for your life that make you become here today? Because I think that is the vehicles for our success, the habits. Yeah. The good habits.
Please, the video was breaking, so I didn't get you clearly. Can you
I would like to ask about your successful habits. So I think everyone who achieve their goals, they have some kind of like habits, like daily habits or life habits. So what is your secret? What is your habit of success? Yeah.
Yeah, hobbies. Actually, I have a few hobbies, I say. One of the hobbies is that I really
habits,
like traveling.
Hobby is so good. Yeah, habit is good. I mean, habits like the thing, routine you do every day. Yeah, but hobby is also okay.
Okay, habits.
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about my habits.
Successful habits. Or you can also talk about hobbies.
All right. One of the habits that I have is I really do love cooking.
You think it's really important? Yeah.
I like to eat food prepared by myself.
Right. Really. Yeah,
I might not say that I'm a very good cook. But I do really like to eat what I cook. And so most of the time I have the habit of being in the kitchen and cooking.
Right.
And habits and hobbies, as you rightly say, I also do like traveling.
Right, yeah.
Yes, even though I'm not a great traveler per se, I know that there are people who really do like traveling. I do enjoy traveling. Like during this holiday, I had the opportunity to travel a little bit around England and in Wales. I visited a few places. I went to Bath.
Oh,
and
it's nearby my place. Nobody can
yes,
do
I went to Bath and I visited the bath there.
Right.
And I also went to Wales, where I went to Cardiff. And I was in Bristol, and I visited a few places also around Bristol.
Oh, I was in Bristol. I'm still in Bristol.
Oh, really?
I can give you a shot.
The last time I told you I was traveling, I was in Bristol actually.
Oh.
Yes,
Sorry,
and I went to Oxford.
All right. Okay. So how can we balance life? I think like you said you're not good traveler. I don't know what do we mean by good traveler? Like you need to travel a lot or what? But how could we balance life if somebody comes to the UK? What is your advice for them to balance their life to make sure that they make the best out of this opportunity 1 year in the UK?
Yeah, how to balance life with your other activities?
Yeah.
It's just for you to always be organized.
Oh.
Yeah. The UK is unlike other places.
Yeah.
Like for example, I would always like to relate to other places where maybe you will not have or you will not be able to make a plan well ahead of time.
Yeah.
All of us study in universities where our plan is given to us well ahead of time. So you have your educational plan, and you can conveniently also plan your activities and insert them in your educational plan and respect them. So the best thing will be for any student who wants to engage in some extracurricular activities to always make sure that they plan ahead of time. You can be able to enjoy that very much. When it is time for study, it is time for study.
Yep.
But don't concentrate so much on study and forget about other things that are exciting. You know, meaning Chevening is not all about coming here to study and study and
we need
study.
to engage in the culture.
do a lot with you learning more about cultures of the UK, the historical aspects of the UK.
Yes.
And if you don't use that opportunity to travel around places, you won't be able to get all that information. Just like my travels, as I said, I went to the Queensland Suspension Bridge in Bristol, and when you're there, you see some of those bridges and some of the touristic sites that without travel you won't be able to see them. In Oxford, I went to the Christ Church, visited the cathedral, and University of Oxford, and got a lot of information about that. And also going to the city of Bath and visiting the Roman Bath was just a lot of information gathering and history and culture of the UK. So I'll advise anyone who wants to juggle or put all of that together and effectively to always plan well ahead of time. And during the holidays, you can use the opportunity to also travel to places that you like to see. And one great thing too is that Chevening also gives the opportunity for people to be able to make such choices and select from the so many travel adventures that they organize for Cheveners and make use of it. So it is quite exciting.
Wow. Yeah, so we can see that our friend, if not in the UK, just come here, you can see like you have a lot of chances to travel. And the way to do this is, as Tina just shared, that we need to be proactive and plan ahead and be organized. So if you have like an actionable plan for education part and for traveling, outdoor activities part, and we're gonna effectively study and effectively travel. Wow. That is very great advice. I believe we should apply that, and not only going to the UK, but any time in life where we live. It's about planning and really concentrate on doing. So now maybe like it would be nice if you could give our friend a bit of advice about how could you convince them in the Chevening application about your leadership and your network skill, and what is the advice that you have for our future Cheveners who wondering what would be the way to stand out when they applying for the scholarship?
Okay, if you want to stand out, before I get to that, the last aspect we were talking about, we just mentioned trying to plan everything well ahead of time. I will start by saying that applying for scholarships, one of the most important ahead of time. Why? Because most of the people, almost everybody who applies for a Chevening scholarship are people who are working in their various countries, and sometimes they have very tight schedules. So my advice to anybody who wants to apply or who has an intention to apply for the Chevening scholarship is to plan well ahead of time. Some people usually think, 3 months is a very long time for them to be able to apply for the Chevening scholarship. And then they keep waiting and waiting and waiting until last day, and then they go and they rush over the application. I would say even planning ahead of time could begin now, because if you know what you have to do, for example, you can start your English proficiency examination now. If you are working, for example, and you have your annual leave that falls now, you can do that. I personally did it in April, even before I applied for the scholarship in August. You can always plan according to your schedule. Because in some countries, most of the places you have people who apply, and writing the English proficiency examination, for example, you can write it in your city. You need to travel and write it. So if you plan that ahead of time and you start doing it ahead of time, you will never rush. There are people who have missed that opportunity simply because they were selected and they did not, at the end of the day, succeed to get the English proficiency examination. And also, as you rightly say, what people can do to be able to submit a good application. I would add that people sometimes minimize even the services that they render. And when they are doing their application, they do not add all those services. They think maybe just that Chevening just wants some very big services. There is nothing that Chevening minimizes.
Right.
No matter what you do, is very, very important so far as it has an impact in your community, in your society. So that is what some people usually neglect.
Yeah. Wow.
And one of the aspects too that I would like to talk about for people who want to apply for the Chevening scholarship is that, as I said earlier, you need to believe in yourself.
Right.
Yes. You need to have that belief in yourself.
Yes.
I have people I've spoken to apply for the Chevening scholarship. And sometimes people just have the belief that no, it is very difficult.
Yep.
Or no. That is good. And apply for the Chevening scholarship, trusting on yourself. Secondly, as you have worked and as you have documented all your activities, everything that you've been doing, and what you plan to do. What is your future plan? Your future plan should be something that is something that achieved, realizable. People that are going to crop up, so many other projects that are going to crop up from people who have been Cheveners. And so, as you rightly said earlier, what people can do if they are passionate about something. If you have been passionate about something and you've been unable to realize it, put it forward in your application. This is what you want to do, and you know that with your education as a Chevener and upon returning to your country, you are going to continue to pursue that passion of yours. And I bet you, and honestly, you'll be able to succeed, and you will succeed.
Yeah.
So if you want to apply, anybody who wants to apply, please don't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Go in and apply. And I would say mostly women too. Not that I'm biased.
Yeah, that's what I really admire, because I always admire I don't know, you have been experienced a lot and you step up in life, because I think about my sister now that she's just 34, but I could never think she gonna step up in the kind of thing like that. She's really good at everything, but she tend to get in the routines, and she kind of happy with the responsible as a mother and wife. So I just see admire the people, they just step up even they have really wonderful life to another aspect. That I believe that women. Yeah. So I just really want to appreciate what you share, because it's just so important for not only Chevening but in our life. When you talk about we need to plan ahead to be really we're gonna take control of the situation. We can plan, and we know when we do it, and we kind of be proactive, and we control the situation, and we don't be rushed. And you also talk about little things matter. Yeah, you have been doing what you're gonna just put in there, and trust in ourselves, believe in ourselves, and we don't need to wait until we go off somewhere in the sky to start to apply for Chevening, because we just need to start applying and passion, follow and pursue it with the future plan. I love that you're sharing when you say the women normally not tend to. So, how many people from your country normally this year going to Chevening? You know?
Actually, for my country, we are 18 of us
Oh,
from
wow.
Chevening.
Wow.
Yeah, 18 from Cameroon this year. And in the University of Aberdeen, we are 3 of us, 3
Wow.
ladies.
Lovely.
And so actually we are sharing the same flat together.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
out in getting our flat for us, and that was Barrister Tiffanys Law adjunct. He just graduated in November, and that is one of the aspects why it is good to network with Cheveners.
Yeah, that's true.
You see the advantage that we got, because we already knew a Chevener in our university,
Right.
and unlike other students who probably might have come here or before getting an accommodation they suffered a lot, or they are living maybe where they would not have loved to live, just because we networked and we had this Chevener here, he was able to help us out.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things, one of the questions too that they will always ask you when you're
Networking.
applying for the Chevening. The networking ability.
Yeah.
So Chevening is also very good because the level of networking within Cheveners
Yeah.
is very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And if all leaders could network like the Cheveners do, a lot of development is going to come about. The whole world
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah, and you learn a lot, and as you just mentioned, that the networking is just incredible, and no matter like how we read before, but we came here, we got to know it's incredible. Yeah. So our friend,
Yeah.
if you're waiting there somewhere, just apply and take that chance to come and to see and to network with people. And like me,
Yeah.
have chance to interview with Tina. It's wonderful. So how did you convince people about your leadership in the application? Yeah. How did you convince?
Yes, also talking about your leadership in the application, you have to prove how you can work as a leader.
Yeah.
What have you done that shows that you are a leader? And how are you going to be a leader after you graduate from the university?
Yeah.
So those aspects are very important. What you have done
Yeah.
to show that you are a leader, and also what you intend to do
Yeah.
after your graduation to continue it to be a leader in your community.
Yeah. Yeah. So the point that you mentioned, I think that's beautiful. Because a lot of friends probably never have experience as a leader, but then I remember last time we talked, like sometimes it's just leader yourself. How do you manage ourselves? And as you said, like we can talk about our intention in the future as a leader, right? Yeah. So,
Yes.
So what do you think about a good leader? What are the characteristics of a good leader? Yeah.
The characteristics of a good leader. Okay, first, a good leader is somebody who, first of all, knows that if there is a problem, you have to show up.
Yeah.
You have to take the responsibility.
Yeah.
You have to act,
Yeah.
and immediately.
Right.
You don't wait for people to act,
Yeah.
and then you only stay behind and complain.
And get the
If
result.
you are a leader, for example, and something is not going right in your community, you have to be that outspoken person. So a leader has to be outspoken.
Right.
A leader has to be charismatic.
Oh.
You have to be able to talk to people in the way that they will accept, which means that you need to possess some leadership skills.
All right. How can you do
Well,
that?
they say some people are born leaders. Other people actually build their leadership skills.
Oh, yeah.
If you know that you are a born leader, which is very good, you can always also work to improve on some of the leadership skills.
Yeah.
And you can also know that as a leader, you don't just lead people. Make sure that the people are really following you.
Yeah.
Make sure that the people you are leading are people who have to follow you, given what you are leading them. It could be in any aspect of social life. When you talk about leadership, some people only think of some of those big offices where you can go sit there, you are a leader, political offices and stuff. You can be a leader in that aspect, but also you can be a leader in the little things that happen around you, in your community, even in your family. They say the family is the nucleus of the society. So you can have leadership capabilities, skills, and implement them from your family, from your community, and extend them to your country, and why not the world at large.
Yeah.
And I know that each and every one of us has leadership skills. We just need to work and develop them and implement them.
Okay, lovely. Wow, powerful. So we need to unleash our leadership skill inside, and the leader that we have when we were small, everyone has a leader thing inside, and we need to bring it out and develop it, as Tina just said, and take responsibility. I love that one. It's like you are the one who take responsibility, not anyone else when anything happens, and pay attention on the little things, and also like be leader in any situation, right? Or your family, yourself, and the community. Yeah, great. So even like in family, right? You're a leader in your family. Oh, wow. So wonderful. So we learned a lot today. Wow. I try to pick up and always say 9 big ideas, and then I have some bonus ideas for our friends, not only in Chevening journey but in any areas in life. So could you let's give us like any kind of big lessons that you have learned in life and you really think that beneficial for people, and also maybe in Chevening journey, because I think you have appointment, so probably we're gonna end today's interview after that. Yeah. Done. You didn't give up. That's all. Yeah.
And I did not give up the first time I didn't succeed.
Yeah. That is the difference between you and all the other people, right?
Yes, I didn't give up the first time I did not succeed. I still continued and I applied. So to be successful, always try to look at some of the places where you did not do something right and work at it to do it right. It is said that when you fall and wake up, it is better than when you fall and you stay on the ground.
Yeah, you fall for good. You just keep doing. Keep
yes.
going. Yeah.
Yes. And so that is and the secret to success. Also, one important thing, especially if you are already like into the world and you are working, is humility. You want to be successful, you need to be very humble.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. There are some people who are not humble, and that can always be a great impediment to your success.
Totally. Because you're
so
humble, you continue learning.
Be respectful.
Yeah.
And also, don't always listen to what people will say. Some people want to talk you down.
Yeah.
When they see you succeeding, not everybody will like to see your success.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's not.
And also be positive. Be a positive thinker.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be successful. Be very, very positive. Be optimistic. And above all, pray for the success of everything that you want to do.
Okay.
And God will bless you and it will come to pass.
Wow, powerful. Yeah. Wow. I think it's just like it's so common sense for us like to know those things, because all successful people and Tina's others share about that, but we tend to just not make it become common practice, to not believe in ourselves, and think positively and believe that we're gonna figure things out and make it happen. Be brave, and also even when we achieve some things, we humble and we continue learning and respect others, and that's people also the way people respect us. Wow, yep. Okay, get it, and take note here. Thank you so much. I know you need to go, so I don't want to keep you so long, and I just wrote a lot of things and learned a lot from you today, Tina. And I gotta hope our friend gonna wake up and take action upon all the things that we share and make it here to the UK to see maybe next year or somewhere else. And I hope to see you maybe in Cameroon in your university.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're very much welcome.